attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right.
Are you recording?
Yep.
Okay, that's why it shows up recording on my end. All right, guys, we just we'll wait a couple minutes as normal. Just give everybody half a chance to get in here that needs to get in. There's about 20 of us online right now. Today we're just going to do a rules quiz. We got 5 questions if we use them all. We're going to keep this to 30 minutes from the time we go jump. And if we get through all 5 questions, great. If not, then we have a question for some other time. So if you have, by the way, if anybody has any suggestions about what you might like to see us doing this in the future, you can send an email to odua.umpiredevelopment@gmail.com and send us an email. Say, hey, we'd like to see, it'd be cool to do 30 minutes on such and such, because we're going to try in the future to keep these things to 30 minutes or less, just so that they're just quick hitting in and out and we're not spending a lot of time. All the time is valuable, but we don't want to do much more than a half an hour. Burn out everybody. And we're getting close to baseball season. So, and we have, for those of you that are here, you're going to have we got a good, I think we got a pretty good Saturday plan for you, thanks to Chris Silvestri. So that should be some fun. So look forward to something different than things we've done before. So I'm going to go in about another minute. I'll show you the first question. I'll give you a couple of and the answer to the question. Looks like all of my staff disappeared. I don't know where the hell they went. Everybody's still muted. Where? Way. I was like, I'm all on my own. How am I going to do this without Yoder?
Saving bandwidth, Tony.
I hear you, brother. All right, so what we'll do is we'll get started right now. I'm gonna show you the first question.
My kids are killing my bandwidth.
You pick an answer, and we will. And remember, the answer for this is based on federation rules or high school rules. So I'm going to launch this poll right now and give you a minute or so to look at it and get it going. And you should be able to see the poll right now. It looks like we got 20 people eligible to vote. Looks like about 14 of you have voted.
Well, I got 85%. That's like 20.
81 right now. I'm at 81 right now, so that's 16. There's 8. There's 17. Waiting on 4 people. We'll give it till 2 minutes. And Yoder, if you can't see my screen, please let me know.
I got you.
Yep.
Because I'm going to show the 2 rules references.
Yeah, the poll's still up right now, so.
Yeah, I want it to be up. We got 90% voted, which means
we got about 19 out of 21.
Looks like we got 19 out of 21 have voted.
I'm looking. See, is there anybody out there connected on a phone? I don't think you can vote if you're on a phone.
That would be one guy on the phone.
There's one guy on a phone.
So for the one guy on the phone, or anybody that can't see it, the question says, when obstruction occurs, The immediate result is always a delayed dead ball, sometimes a delayed dead ball, never a delayed dead ball, always an immediate dead ball. That's the question. Okay, we're going to go with, I'm going to close the poll. We can look at the responses. And you guys should see that 35% picked A, 50% picked B, nobody picked C, and 15% picked D. Well, remember in high school baseball, let me see, can you see my screen now, Yoder?
No.
No? All right, so I got to go.
We got to close the poll.
Hi. Now can you see my screen?
No, we see your face.
You see my
There you
screen
go.
now?
Screen.
And you see the rule book?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, we didn't look up the definition. I imagine we could real quick here look up at what obstruction is. But obstruction is an act by intentional or unintentional, physical or verbal, by a fielder or any member of the defensive team or its team personnel that hinders a runner or changes the pattern of play. That's what obstruction is. So in high school baseball, unlike most other baseball rule codes, there are two types. There's only one type of obstruction, essentially, in terms of how we administer it. In most places, we would say there's type A and type B, type A and type B obstruction. But in high school baseball, all obstruction is delayed dead ball. And the rules references are 5.1.2b, which says it is a delayed dead ball when a catcher or any fielder obstructs a batter or runner or obstructs the ball through the use of detached player equipment. And the second part of that rule is when a runner is obstructed while advancing or returning, the umpire shall award the obstructed runner a minimum of one base beyond his position on which the obstruction occurred. So in high school baseball, and this is troublesome because only 1/3 of us got it right, in high school baseball, obstruction is always a delayed dead ball. So the ball's not dead immediately. It's not dead till playing action is ceased. And then we make awards. Then we make awards that would undo the obstruction. Okay? And they have to be a minimum of one base. Okay? They have to be a minimum of one base beyond the position when the obstruction occurred, which means obstruction's a pretty stiff penalty in high school baseball. So those of you that said it was all, go ahead.
So Tony, if a runner is going back to a base and he's obstructed, what do we do?
Remember, though, you can see on my screen right now, when a runner is obstructed while advancing or returning, the umpire shall award the obstructed runner a minimum of one base beyond his position on base when the obstruction occurred. His position is determined by the last legally obtained base. Okay, is of the last legally obtained base. And notice it says the umpire shall award the obstructed runner and each other runner any additional bases that would nullify the obstruction. So when a runner is advanced or returning, the umpire shall award the obstructed runner a minimum of one base. Okay, a minimum of one base. All right, that's question number one. Question number two is going to be about whether the pitcher is in the windup or set position. And you should be able to see that any second now.
Yep, it's up, Tony.
Okay, cool.
And the guys that are on the phone say that they can vote. They can see it and vote. So that's a good answer.
Awesome. Awesome.
Remember, high school baseball rules. NFHS.
Somebody monitoring the chat box.
Yes.
We got the question bar.
Thank you. Oh, good God in heaven. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Just breathe, Tony. Just breathe.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
It's learning. We'll all learn.
We're all learning.
All of us. Every single one of us.
All good. Look how much stuff we learned today, Tony.
Yes, we did.
Very good.
Anybody want to take it over or under on the number of questions? About 84% of 25 have voted, so we got what? That's 19, 20, 21.
90% would be 22 or 23. So we got.
Okay, so that's pretty good. I need 3 more votes.
Come on, Bert. Vote early and often.
I'm going to give you another 20 seconds.
Oh.
All right, the question's not loading on somebody's phone. The question is, for those who are on the phone, it says, when the pitcher is in the windup or set position is determined by A, how he positions his hands, B, how he positions his feet, C, how he positions his shoulders, D, which foot is on the rubber, D, E, a combination of the above. For those you got it, beautiful. All right, I'm going to close this poll and share the results of the poll. And right now we should see that more than 90% of us do not know the answer to this in high school baseball, which is unfortunate.
That's not correct.
What's that?
That's not correct.
I'm sorry, more than
70.
About 3/4 of us don't know. I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong number.
Yeah.
About 3/4 of us don't know the answer to this in high school baseball. Okay, the relevant, and I'm going to hide this right now, and then we'll go back and talk about the answer. Okay. The relevant answer, the relevant rule reference is 611. And it says the pitcher shall pitch while facing the batter from either a windup or set position. The position of his feet determine whether he will pitch from the windup or the set position. And there's your answer. The position of his feet shall determine whether he will pitch from the windup or set position. And I'm not going to keep reading that. I encourage you to continue looking through that and read that rule, because nearly 3/4 of you got this answer wrong. So go back and please look at that rule. The only thing that matters in high school baseball are the position of his feet. So you should know what that position should be. Mark, got anything to add? Mark, Chris?
We could go way down the rabbit hole with the whole hybrid stance, but
no, we can talk about that. If you guys want to talk more about that at some point, please, by all means, in your suggestions, say, hey, let's talk more about the pitching rule. But today, the point of today is, hey, let's find out if you know this rule, and if you don't, hey, there's probably a pretty good thing for you to do for the next day or so, is get back in the rule book and reread that rule. So I would say 3/4 of us need to get back in the rule book and read the pitching rule about what determines a windup and a set. Okay?
Fair enough.
All right. So next question. Should be able to see that any second now.
Hey, Tony, you want to read it for the guys on the phone?
Yeah, I'm going to read it for the guys on the phone. It says this: During the last regular season game, R1 needs 1 stolen base to break the league record. R1 is on first when the pitcher balks, and R1 refuses to accept the 1 base award. So now the answers are: he must go to second, he may remain at first, he may remain at first only if the opposing coach agrees, call a conference with your partner and decide it isn't a balk. Now, I knew there was an and that turned into an and that turned into an and somewhere and couldn't find it earlier. So I apologize for my bad editing.
This might be the only question with a throwaway answer.
Wait a minute. Don't speak too soon, Mark.
Jerry, let's get together and you try to convince me that that balk I just called wasn't really a balk. How about that?
Hey, show me the ball. Safe.
Well, we're not. I can tell you this: we're not going to be 100% getting this one correct.
Nope.
Got about 84%, which means what? 16, and 80% of 5 is 4 is 20, and add another one is 21, 22. It's like Chicago: vote early, vote often.
Let's do it.
We're getting there. 92%. So we're about 23. Missing 2 people.
Maybe somebody's logged on. Anybody logged on a couple times, or?
I don't think so.
All right. I'm going to close the poll. And you can see the results are that 78% said he must go to second, 13% said he may remain at first, and 9% say he may remain at first only if the opposing coach. So that means 2 of you believe that C is the answer, and 3 or 4 of you believe, 3 of you believe that he may remain at first. The relevant rule reference is, you can see my screen now, Mark?
Nope.
Not yet.
Close the poll or hide it.
I'm going to hide the poll. You can see my screen now?
Nope.
We both hit it at the same time.
All right. The relevant response is 231, which says a balk is an illegal act by the pitcher with a runner on base, which entitles each runner to advance 1 base, and we're going to make him go to second base. So those of you guys that thought he could remain at first, or could remain at first only if the opposing coach doesn't mind, if you picked C, I would worry about your desire to want to appease opposing coaches or to violate the rules because everybody agreed. That's something you want to be really careful of. For those of you guys that thought he could, once again, get in the back to the rule book and look at the rule book. All right? So now we'll go to question number 4, which looks like this. I think it's a little bit too long to fit, but can you read that now, Yoder, on the bottom there where it says in the 4th inning?
Yes.
I'll read it out loud as well. It says, and then I'll show it to you because I want you to be able to see the answers, because I don't know if this quite fit with our limitations on how many things we can put in. In the 4th inning, B2 comes to the plate. After the first pitch, the defensive coach yells from the dugout for B2 to receive an intentional walk. Okay, so we have a batter at the plate. He's already had a pitch delivered. Coach yells out, walk him. And the responses are legal play. B is 4 balls must be pitched. C is 4 balls must be pitched unless the offensive coach agrees to B2 going to first immediately. D is the request must be made before the first pitch. So I'm going to, oh, Yoda, you launched that. Thank you.
There you go.
That's mean-spirited.
Wow. Damn.
Oh, boy.
All right, we're about 92% voted. That was pretty quick. I'll give it another few seconds. We're at 96. We're going to have a record high here.
Holy cow.
% of 25 is just one, so we got one non-voter.
100.
100% vote. Close.
Close it. We're done.
We got 100.
Share the poll. So you can see that 3 or 4 of you chose 4 balls must be pitched. The relevant rule in high school baseball is, and you can see my screen now, is Rule 243. An intentional base on balls may be given by the defensive team by having its catcher or coach request the umpire to award the batter first base. This may be done before pitching to the batter or on any ball and strike count. The ball shall be declared dead before making the award. So again, for those of you guys that picked 4 balls, high school, the only rule book you got to throw pitches in now is the college rule book. So just be aware of that. All right. You guys want to add anything?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Last question.
Woo-hoo. We're going to get all through.
Look at us rolling.
B1 hits a foul, maybe not. B1 hits a foul fly near a chalk dead ball area. F5 steps across the line. Read that to mean steps across the line with 1 foot. So he stepped across the line with 1 foot and leaps, making the catch with both feet in the air. F5 lands with both feet in dead ball area. High school baseball. B1 is out. Foul ball only. B1 would be out if F5 landed with at least 1 foot in live ball territory. B1 would be out if F5 landed with both feet in live ball territory. So, again, what we got is batter hits a foul ball. Third baseman steps across the line. So he's straddling the line, jumps in the air, catches the ball while he's in the air, and then comes down. Lands with both feet in dead ball area. Batter's out, foul ball. It would be an out if he landed with 1 in live ball. Landed with at least 1 foot in live ball. It would be an out if he landed with both feet. So I'm going to launch this poll. Yoder launched the poll. Off we go.
So, so we got 27%. So imagine the third baseman is running towards a dead ball line. There's no fence, and he goes across the line with 1 foot, takes a flying leap, catches the ball, and then lands. Oh, check, please. Oh, boy.
All right, let's see. I'm getting my rule references are.
I think this is easier if you see it, because I think the question is a little confusing. Hopefully we didn't confuse it by trying to explain it. But I think Tony and I explained it pretty much the way it's laid out.
92%.
See if we're going to get another 100.
Oh, 96. Come on, one more.
One more. Holy cow.
We can
On
do
sevens.
We've got a neck and neck race.
You almost said naked.
No, I didn't say naked.
I thought he said naked race.
Neck.
You
Come on, the
almost
last
did.
guy could tie it up. Who didn't vote?
One person could push us into the correct direction.
Oh, no, they can't.
Well,
All right. 10 seconds. If you haven't voted, please vote. We're so close to having 100%. All right, I'm going to close the poll.
oh,
Share the poll. So right now you can see the results. About a little less than half of you said the batter's out. A little less than 40% of you said it's a foul ball. A few of you said that it would be out if he landed with at least 1 foot and would be out if he landed with both feet. So the appropriate rules references in this case are 291, a catch, and 291 comment, which is buried in the same place. It's all basically the same rule reference. So in high school baseball, I'm not going to read this whole rule to you right now because our time is well nigh. In high school baseball, if he has 1 foot, if he had 1 foot in fair territory, he's in fair territory. If he only has 1 foot in foul territory, he is in fair territory. So the fact that he touched in dead ball territory, dead ball territory with only 1 foot means that he can catch the ball. If he catches the ball without having the 2nd foot touch in dead ball territory by high school rules, the batter is out. So I encourage you to read the rules that go along with this rule, which would be 291, and then read through what this says here. I'm not going to read all of that to you because it's a pretty long one. But basically, if he steps into dead ball territory after he catches, that's different, and he's not in dead ball territory if he only has 1 foot in dead ball territory. High school baseball is the only rule that allows this straddling of dead ball and live ball territory.
so the long and short of it is that in high school baseball, both feet must be outside of fair ball of live ball territory. In this case, the line is dead. It's not like a foul line. The line is dead. If both feet are on or over in dead ball territory, then he has established himself in dead ball territory and it would be a foul ball. But so long as both feet have not done that, he can make a legal catch.
All right. Thanks everybody for playing. I told you I'd keep it to a half an hour for the first time, maybe, or second time in the history of first and third. We kept it to a half an hour. So we're gonna shut it down. And if you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see 2 weeks from today, or roughly 2 weeks in the 3rd week of the month, please email them to odua.umpiredevelopment@gmail.com, or talk to me or Yoder or Jerry or Silvestri or whoever. You can pick us up even at the clinic. And we'll go from there. So thanks everybody for joining. Appreciate it. Webinar is over. Stop recording, Yoder.